Hey guys, in this video we're going to be checking out the Nidici KUN-H5 build. This is a 5.5-inch frame. I did a review on the frame already previously, and also the HGLRC F460 Titan stack. That's the stack that I used here. Did videos on those previously. I put cards in the corner for those if you want to check out details on those, and also how to put the frame together. This is just going to be a quick build overview, because there's really not a whole lot really to talk about in terms of putting this together. I'll just talk about a few of the things that might catch you up here in terms of like getting this put together, but it was pretty easy to put this together. I got this whole build together in just a couple of hours. Let me just quickly go over all the parts. We have a micro-swift CCD camera here. This frame only works with the micro-sized cameras, so you can't use mini or full-size cameras because of the width of the side plates here and the canopy. The motors I'm using are the iFlight Ion 2207 2500 kV. Props are the Dell Cyclone 5544. This is a 5.5-inch prop. One of the things that you should note is if you do use these 2207 motors, the motor wires are not long enough because it's a pretty big frame. You can see here I had to extend the wires a little bit to reach the 4-in-1 ESC. So keep that in mind if you decide to use the same parts that I did, that you'll have to extend some motor wires. It's a bit of an annoyance, but not much you can do about that with these larger frames. The stack I'm using is the HGLRC Titan F460. It's a 4-in-1 ESC, 60 amp BL-Heli32. And we have a F4 flight controller, and then this half card here is a GTX 585 video transmitter. It uses, I believe, the TRAMP protocol for control video transmitter, and it's switchable up to 600 milliwatts. So comes a little MMCX connector here and pigtail that goes to this nice little stubby antenna. This is also provided by Nidici. I think it's like an Axie type clone. That's a pretty nice little small stubby antenna back there. And then I did use the included capacitor that came with this stack. I have the capacitor sticking out the side here. That's pretty much the only way to get that in there. And then I have the power cord coming out the other side, right here, both positive and negative. And I just have that zip tied to the arm for strain relief, and then I'm using these zip ties here for my receiver antenna, and then my receiver is just kind of buried on top of the flight controller right there. Can't really see that. You can see that this stack just barely fits in this space here. It doesn't touch the frame at all, but yeah, you can see that it's very, very tight. And to get the camera in there, what you want to do is you want to screw the camera in first into the canopy, then slide your stack in, and then plug in the cord, or the connector for the camera into the camera, and then screw down your stack. That's the way I did it. Yeah, it is a little bit fiddly because basically it's very tight here to get all these parts in here. But yeah, it's other than that, it wasn't too terribly difficult getting this all together. So this is a bottom-mounted frame. And you can see here, using this included, well, actually it's not included, it's a little lipo protector. This is which you launch from, and it gives you a little bit of an angle. And then just use a little bit of silicone padding on the bottom of the frame itself there to protect the battery, but there's a pretty flat area there, and I used some countersunk screws that came with the frame to mount the stack. I did fly with the GoPro, so in the flight demo you'll see GoPro footage. It just sits right on top of here, and then I just use this battery strap to hold it down. It didn't come loose or anything like that. It was strapped down pretty good, and I tried to match the angle of the GoPro with the angle of my camera, but that's pretty good camera tilt, and it even at that camera tilt, which doesn't seem like a whole lot, maybe about 30 degrees, this thing really moves quick. It's probably because it's fairly light, and it has 5.5-inch frames and big motors, so this thing just moves much faster than any ordinary 5-inch that I've ever flown. So it's to be expected. The bigger props you go to, obviously, in bigger motors, you're going to get more power and more speed. But if you're into that, definitely check this stuff out here. It definitely goes pretty fast. Okay, give you a quick weight measurement before I show you the flight demo. This is with everything, including the extra battery protector on the bottom. and props, and we're coming in at 360 grams, not too bad. So yeah, I did have a little bit of some issues tuning this, and I'm not exactly sure what the deal was. I'm thinking maybe it might be the motors or the props. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time tweaking the settings. I think my gains can go down a little bit more, but I don't want to go too far. So I'm not going to give you my PIDs for this setting because actually the PIDs aren't that great. You'll hear that there's some oscillations in the video, and this is after flying about 10 packs and fiddling around with D gains and P gains and TPA. I tried a bunch of different things. I think I think it might be the motors. So I'm going to be swapping these motors out for these Sunny Sky motors I just got recently. These are the Sunny Sky Edge Racing. What are these? 2305, 2480 kV motors. Pretty good motors. And yeah, I'm going to swap these out and see if the tuning gets any better. I mean, it's not terrible. I think that if I spent more time fiddling around with the settings, I could probably get a better tune. I just don't have the time to tweak everything perfectly. But I'll go ahead and I'll show you the flight demo footage. Yeah, let me know what you guys think of the performance of this compared to some of the other 5-inch drones that I've flown. And yeah, I'll have another video, of course, on this frame with the Sunny Sky motors, and we'll see how the performance is. I might also try different props as well. I have some Gem Fan 5.5-inch props as well. I might give those a shot. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.